This isn't a Rodgers thing. This isn't a defensive Aaron Rodgers. This is more of a
cultural.
Look around at recent quarterbacks with the New York Jets. All right, Geno Smith was drafted by the Jets. It didn't work. Geno Smith's career has now been revived, and he's the starting quarterback for the Raiders, and you feel way better about the Raiders' chances this year because of Geno Smith. That was the guy that the Jets drafted, and it didn't work. Sam Darnold just had the best season of his career and just got paid. He was a former Jets quarterback.
Yes, he was.
Like, we don't know.
Zach Wilson. Former overall number one? What was it, number one?
Number two.
Number two.
Yeah, number two overall pick.
He's not even there anymore.
Not there anymore. And now that you start to look at the track record and the history of the Jets, and it's, whether it's quarterback or whatnot, man, I don't know how you look at Zach Wilson and go, yeah, we've seen everything we need to see from him. I would love to see Zach Wilson get a shot because I want to know, what was it? Because I'm starting to believe no matter who it is, it's not going to work there. And that's why Justin Fields making the decision to leave Pittsburgh because he got a little bit more money to go to the Jets. It's almost like he thinks, no, I'm going to be the guy that's going to change this. Good luck, man. Like, there's been a lot of people that have said the same thing, a lot of coaches who have said the same thing, and somehow, some way, it always falls apart.
Yeah.
Like Rex Ryan.
He was close.
He went to AFC championship games. And somehow, some way, even in the midst of all that, foot fetishes, Mark Sanchez tattoos, it just always seems to end up in a circus. I don't really care about
the drama in a circus if the team is on the same page, the coaches are on the same page, the organization all on the same. If everybody's on the same page and the culture is supportive and it's you against the world and people are coming at you and doing foot fetishes and this, that, and that, I don't care. It doesn't matter. And they were winning. Now, at the time of the foot fetish, I think that was during the time of it going downhill for Rex, I do believe. But they were winning at one point, and the ground and pound was real. Their defense was real. And they had a legitimate team that was vying for a Super Bowl appearance. They really were that good. Now, how they were able to find that within all of the chaos, maybe it was because a guy like Rex Ryan, knowing the NFL landscape so well because of being around it his entire life with his dad, maybe he was able to facilitate in a way where the guys were on the same page. He had who he needed to be on the same page. I don't know what it was, but I would have to say that the coach would have to be the catalyst in that scenario if that were to ever take place. Marty Schottenheimer did it in Washington. Dan Snyder was uncomfortable with it and got rid of him. He wanted more of a guy who was in line with how he wanted him to do things and run things as a head coach, and they got rid of him.
You did draft night here at Fox Sports Radio with Joe Douglas.
Yep.
All right, he strikes me as somebody who knows his stuff. In listening to that show,
pretty sharp dude.
The way that he drafted in New York, he knows his stuff. I look at him, being, obviously fired during the season with the Jets, and it's like, all right, I'll bet it's not long before that guy's a GM again. I'd be willing to bet it is not long before Joe Douglas is hired as a GM again. And look, he just got hired by Philly. He's going to help out their front office. I don't know how you come away with any other conclusion with this many different coaches, this many different quarterbacks, this many different GMs. There's constant change. The only thing that stays the same is the stuff up top.
There you go. No way around that.
And I don't know. At some point, like if you're a Jets fan, get excited all you want and say, oh, we didn't need Rodgers and there's all this and we didn't need Robert Saleh was this and he was. It's like, all right, you keep pointing at all the other issues except for the major one, which is it's the same people running the show. And it's the same results every time. If you make it that simple, then you're able to come up with your conclusion, right? It's the same thing. Again, I'll continue to use Washington as my example because I know it pretty well. You had, within a 4-year period of time, a 3-year period of time, you had 4 coaches, right? At some point, you were having a new head coach every year. You were having a new defensive coordinator every year. You were having a new offensive coordinator every year. How are you supposed to, as a player? So hold on, right? So you have all these different coaching changes, and you're still getting the same results. You get Joe Gibbs, he comes in, he gets one good run out of it, one really good run out of it, and then he gets up out of there. He never really got that far. So if you're looking at it as you go all the way into the bag of tricks and you go as deep as to bring back a legendary coach that won Super Bowls with the team with 3 different quarterbacks and can't get it done, he's got to go. You've had numerous quarterbacks. You've had numerous players at every other position. You had numerous players numerous people at GM. You've had numerous people as your scouting department. Numerous people in your sales department. Numerous people everywhere in your organization. At what point in time do you say, with all of the lack of success, that it has to be the culture of the place? Like, that's as simple as it gets. You can only come up with the conclusion of it has to be the culture, starting with the person who owns it. Whatever tone that is that person sets, that's what the tone, that's what the personality, just like they say the team takes on the personality of the coach, the organization takes on the personality, depending on how the ownership is, I'll say. If you have present ownership, which Dan Snyder was, which Woody Johnson is, if you have present ownership, then that present ownership, the way they handle things are going to be the tone setter and the barometer and the measuring stick of how everything is going to be ran, how you're supposed to think about things. If you're feeling like it's like he's like got everybody scared, I'm going to fire you if you don't do what you're supposed to do, then everybody's going to walk around with the feeling of I'm going to fire you, I'm going to get fired, it's only a matter of time if I don't do X, Y, and Z. If you're in a place where it's like, okay, if you get here at an early time and there's a parking space closer to the door, you get that parking space. There's nothing given. It's all about meritocracy of what's going on here. Then that's what you have. But it's going to come from the tone setters, which are generally the ownership. And for what it's worth, Woody Johnson has not been a person that would get a good grade, a glowing grade on creating a healthy culture to be able to win. And the thing that blows my mind is there's no shortage of people that continue to want to sign up for that. Rex Ryan wanted back in. He campaigned openly on radio, TV, wanted back in. And I don't know if it's because, well, I'm the one to change the culture. I'm the one to change the fortune of the franchise. It's like these serial killers who have who have people fall in love with them, and you get these weirdos who show up to prison and they're like giving them gifts and wanting to get married. It's like, well, I could be the one to change him. No, you're going to be the one that ends up in the trunk of a car somewhere, like just like everybody else. And for some reason, all these people still want to go in there, and like Aaron Glenn. Opportunity of a lifetime, former New York Jet, and you hope it goes well. I don't know. I feel like we've got enough evidence over the past few decades that it's not going to end up all that well for anybody. You just wonder, is there the chance that someone who has created such a corrosive and toxic environment, are they able to change their ways and in a manner where it changes how everybody does things? I mean, to see the way Washington is now with the new ownership, that was 1 year's time. What changed? Imagine
Like, I'm walking around the stadium and, like, people are happy. Like, walk into the owner's box, people were happy. Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, it just felt good. It felt like a party. Like, they up in that bitch partying. Like, damn. Like, what's up, LaVar? Like, what's up, LaVar? Never thought it would happen. Never thought I'd go back. Went back and just seeing how, you know, the new ownership group, how they handle things, and you know what it is, Jonas? I always say, because I'm an entrepreneur, I know we got to get out of here, but I always say, if you treat people like people, then they will return and reciprocate that feeling of treating you like a person back. If you guys are treating one another as people, then there's a strong chance that people will start to take ownership, not just come show up and clock in to do a job, but they will actually take ownership, personal accountability and ownership over what it is that they're doing. I saw that in New York as a player, and that's something that I've always tried to emulate. And the things that I do is to be a person to the people I work with. I never like to say people work for me. I always like to say we work together. And just knowing that, treating people like people, knowing their name, knowing their family's name, knowing what's going on with their kids and, you know, different life experiences, being able to handle things that way where you show people that they matter. Miss BJ at the front desk at Washington, she mattered. You know, Vladi cleaning the locker rooms and all that stuff, he mattered. Brad Berlin and Anders in the equipment room, they mattered. Larry and Dean and the rest of the group that were in the training room, Bubba Tyre, they all mattered.
What up, Bubba?
Yeah, they all mattered. The guys in the weight room, the guys who cut the lawn and put the lines on the field. If you're one of those guys where all those guys matter, then that ownership level goes up through the roof, and then the morale is always high. And if everything isn't going right, you're still able to get through those times and get through those things because everybody has a good rapport and a good feeling with one another. You didn't create this elitism, which I don't even think is a word, but like eliteness about you where it's like, call him Mr. Snyder and don't look at him in his eyes. Like, you've already set the tone. When Mr. Snyder comes into the building, you're not to look at him in the eyes. You're not to address him unless he addresses you. And if he addresses you, you are to address him as Mr. Snyder. That was the standard. And he always had his bodyguards with him. He always had his security with him, both sides, strapped.
Oh, so you couldn't even slap him around a little bit either.
Nah, you're not going to slap him around. Nah.
That's too bad.
You're not going to slap him around.